Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. So if we're in the shop here, that means we're probably making something. So what are we making? The better question is, what are we making it out of? So I got these parts laying here on the bench. I got these, somebody was throwing these away. So if you're new to this channel, everything we do here at Amberg Acres is trying to make something out of nothing, okay? So these were being thrown away. So I have three main components here. There's an elbow, right? There's a cross member. And then there's what I call a leg. Now I don't know what this looked like when it was together. I have no idea. So I'm just giving these a name, basically. But, so basically three components. There were 16 pieces of each, if that gives you a clue of what this was. So in the comments below, why don't you try and guess what this was before I started making something out of it, and we'll see where that goes. So you know what? I decided we're going to do something different here. So we're going to have a little contest, and I'm going to give away some t-shirts, all right? So to the first 5 people that can tell me what this was before I started making something else out of, I'm going to give you a t-shirt. So we have 2 different shirts here. We have the wolf pattern, which I really like. Then the other one is the deer, the buck and the doe pattern. This is what we had originally came up with, and we're thinking about going away from this and going with the wolf pattern instead, because our channel really isn't necessarily about deer hunting. It's about everything. It's about building stuff. It's food plots. It's everything. So basically, it's more of a nature channel than anything else. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna figure out what this was originally. So you're gonna, in the comments below, you're gonna tell me what you think this was. First of all, you need to subscribe to my channel. So at the end of this video, you need to watch this video all the way through. There's gonna be a keyword. You're gonna need to type that keyword in to the comments also. And that's how I'm going to know that you watched the video and that you're going to subscribe. And then we'll wait a little bit here, and probably when I do my my rock picking video, which will come out probably in May, I'm thinking, we will announce the five people that guessed this correctly what this is. So the other thing you're going to do is, in the comments below, you're going to vote on which shirt you like the best, okay? And that is what we're going to stay with then. Either the deer or the wolf, okay? So you got to put that in the comments below, and then when I announce the winners, I'll give you the instructions of how to contact me, that you'll get your shirt, that I can get it sent to the right place. So that's what we're gonna do. So I guess on to the project now. All right. So what are we building? We're gonna take this tube and we're gonna make another platform for out in the woods. And I thought this would work out perfect. It's a little flimsy on its own, but I'm gonna put some 2x4s on there, and that's gonna stiffen it up. But I think this tube is I mean, this is a pretty heavy tube. It's not real thick, but it feels heavy. So I don't see that being an issue with just me sitting in there, you know. But anyhow, my first problem I had was these are not a 90. So I would have to put almost like 3 of these together to make a 90. So what I did is I took one of the cross members and I basically cut it off, okay? Now, this is not exactly a 45. So what I did was I clamped this cross member down to a piece of plywood, put the end in there, then I put another one going the other way so I knew they were at a 90, okay? And then I put this tube in there, and I drew a line on the table, and that's how I cut it. So I don't really know what this angle is. It's not 45, which you can obviously tell. But it's probably like 20 something, 22, maybe it might be 22 and a half. So which is half of 45. So that's what I ended up doing. So what that does, that goes in here and gives me my 90-degree corner when I add this other piece to it. So now that's a 90, okay? And that's how I made my square, all right? And this is all gonna get bolted together just like it was. And I didn't get any of the hardware with it, so I don't know what was in there, what kind of a bolt or anything. So we're just gonna bolt it together, and we're gonna put some 2x4s across it and make a platform. And put a piece of plywood on it, and then for the first season or two, I'm just gonna put my hub blind on there, or one of the blinds I have on there, and we're gonna go from there. So why don't I start piecing this together here so you can see what this looks like once I got this all assembled. All right, so I just got this kind of put together here, and I mean, it's a little flimsy right at the moment. I don't have nothing tight. It's just sitting there, and what I'm gonna do is, as I tighten this up, I'm gonna take this 2x4, I'm gonna attach these 2x4s to the legs here, you know, down about halfway down, and that'll really stabilize that from having any type of rock to it. So this is basically the first section, and then I'm going to have another section. This is another leg, because there were 16 of them, so there's 8 legs. So they're going to be too high, so I'm going to add another leg to the bottom of this, and that'll make this thing 8 feet high, okay? It'll be almost touching the rafters here. And that'll get me up high enough to get above the brush and stuff that's on our property there. And that's all I really need. I just want to get up above the brush, so I got a clear shot out into the field. I don't climb trees anymore, so you know, that's my plan. So other than that, I'm also going to probably put some 2x4s. I don't know if I'm going to put them like this and screw them through. I had a screw here somewhere. You know, and screw them through with a leg bolt like that there, and then put, you know, then the plywood can stick out a little more. That might be what I'm going to do, is just set a frame on top of there. Now this frame measures 58 inches, okay? And it just came out that way, just the way I made the corners and whatever. I could have probably made them longer to hit my 60 inches. My blind is 60 inches. So I would only have to really have this sticking out, you know, two inches past to make my 60 inches. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, is just put a couple on there like that, put a piece of plywood over the top, and that's gonna be it. Hang a ladder on it. So why don't we get some of these 2x4s cut and get this put together here and tighten up all these bolts, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so what I'm using here is I'm just using a galvanized bolt. I want to say this is a 2.5, I believe. Yeah, 2.5 inch bolt. And then we're using the nylock nuts, and these are just zinc plated. Zinc plated lasts pretty long out in the elements. It's not, stainless would be better, but stainless is so expensive. So the zinc plated bolts, they hold up, you know, a 3/8 bolt like this probably ain't gonna rust through in my lifetime anymore. So that's what we're using. We're just putting them together, and the nylock nut, it's got that little piece of nylon in there that keeps it from unscrewing. And that way, you know, I don't have to worry about this thing coming loose out there. They'll stay tight, and maybe once a year I can go around and with my wrench and just tighten them up a little bit, see if they're loose. But anyhow, I got this sitting now. I want these legs, the way I cut these corners was so that this would be tipped a little bit, so that these legs come out at a slight angle. So they're not perfectly straight up and down, they're actually gonna be out at an angle. And that's the way I cut these corners to help hold it that way. And that's, I don't know, it's a couple degrees. It's not much, but I bet you from top to bottom, it's 6 to 8 inches difference from where it's at. So I won't know until I get it together and get the 2x4 screwed in here and get it tight where exactly it is, but we'll see. So we're just gonna put these on here. Got my impact wrench with a deep socket. Yeah, that tightens it up really nice. So we're gonna continue around here. We're gonna get these all tight first before we put the 2x4s on. So that by itself really tighten up this top frame. It's a little wobbly yet, but it's not like falling apart wobbly. So in hindsight, I could have probably used a 2-inch bolt instead of 2.5. I got almost a 1/2 inch sticking out here, but then you're getting kind of right at the edge of that nylon where either the nylon's not engaged or not, and they didn't have anything like a 2 1/4. It went right from 2 to 2.5. So yeah, it is what it is. I can take a Sawzall once I flip this over and start screwing these 2x4s on. I can take the Sawzall and just nip that off so it's not sticking out so far. So the next step here is to get some of these 2x4s on the legs and get these legs and see how stiff this really gets. Okay, so I'm gonna run this screw through. This is a 1/4 inch leg bolt for like working on decks or pole barns. I don't know what this is actually referred to. It is just called a PAX or a SPAX, whatever. It's exterior grade. Now you may not know this, but there's two different styles. There's at the Menards here where I shop, there's a gold one and a green one, okay? The gold one is for interior only, okay? It's not made for outdoors. This one here with the green coating is made for the treated lumber. And I don't know what the deal is there, if there's like a chemical issue there with the treated lumber that eats away at the screws. But the green one is for the outdoor, and the gold one is for indoor only. I didn't know that. I just found that out recently. So I built a lot of stuff already with the gold ones. The gold ones are a little cheaper, obviously. So, you know. But so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna run it through I'm gonna run it through that leg into that 2x4, and that's gonna stiffen everything up. So let's get on that. I got the 2x4s on here, and that really stiffened this up from rocking. I take a couple of ratchet straps down to the ground to earth anchors, and this thing won't go anywhere. Once I get the 2x4s on the top here and stuff, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So that's my next step then, is to cut those 2x4s and basically tie this all together, figure out how big my platform is going to be. My ground blind is 60 inches, so I need to make it at least 60 inches. And that should work. My other one I think I have at 64 or something like that. So there's a little bit of an overhang for the blind to sit on top of there. Which maybe I'll make it the same. Then they'll both be the same. So, all right, let's get those boards cut. So once I screwed these boards on, boy, that thing really stiffened up. So next thing I need to do is make a little extension out the sides there. I mean, most of my weight is going to be right here over these 4 boards when I'm sitting up there, you know. So I'm just going to put a couple of extensions out this way, like this. Just basically to hold this side of the tent, you know. You don't really walk there or nothing. My chair sits right in the middle, so that's going to work pretty good, I think. So let's get those made up, and well, we should almost be done with it here today. So basically something like that. I'll put a board around the outside. I'm out of wood. I'll have to go pick up 4 more pieces, but then this top will be done. I won't put the plywood on until I get up north with it. And then I'll put the plywood on once I have it erected, because it'll be much lighter without the plywood and it'll be easier to handle. So I'll put that on out in the woods. Other than that, that's about it. This thing is really, I mean, it's really stiff now. Like I say, I'll put a couple of straps on it with earth anchors, and that'll tighten it up really good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this back apart. I'm going to set it up in the middle of the floor out here so that you can see an overall view of it. And that'll be it then. I'm going to paint it black, and we'll get it up north in spring. Well, by now you're probably thinking to yourself, when is this guy going to stop talking and start showing us how to win these shirts? So, well, here you go. So, first thing you need to do is to win one of these shirts is in the comments section below. I'm gonna need your name, first and last. That way when I call out the winners in May, I'll have your name, I'll announce your name. If your name is on that next video, then I'll give you instructions of how to contact me to get your shirt. Okay. Secondly, we're going to need a timestamp. So really all I need is like a 8 a.m., 1:29:21. And that way I can pick, if there's 2 people right next to each other that came in with the correct answer, then I can pick who was first and who was second. That's the only reason I need a timestamp on there. So then thirdly, you have to guess what this was. What was this frame before I started making a tree stand out of it? Okay? And then you're gonna wanna vote, okay? So you're gonna either vote for the deer or you're gonna vote for the wolf. Now these are just samples I made up. We're still working on the size. I think the wolf needs to be a little bit bigger. I have it at 7x7 right now. I think I need to go up to like 9x9. But so it might look a little different, the shirt you get. Okay? And then last but not least, you need your code word. Okay? So you have to have that code word in there. And if you're already a subscriber, don't worry about it. Just put the code word in there. And if you have the correct answer, you can win one of these shirts also. So have fun with this. Hope you win one of the shirts. Well, I'll have you know, they don't make tree stands like this down in Texas. They probably got enough money to just go out and buy one. But anyhow, we got it all finished here. What I did is I left my numbers here showing so that I know how to put this back on, and then the holes will line up when I get it up north. And I'll just go out in the field with a spray bomb and paint over that once it's all assembled. So what I did is I went out and bought another Guidsman hunting blind. This one here is the 58x58. I like my 48-inch one so much that I carry around on the state land that I went out and got another one. So when I was at Menards recently, actually when my wife was at Menards recently, she was asking about a game camera that I had bought there a while back, and they informed her that they're getting out of the hunting business. They're getting rid of all their hunting stuff. So I went online to see if I could still buy one of these blinds, and they had one there yet. So I was able to pick it up. This is a 58x58, so this platform I have here is plenty big for this blind. But what I like about this blind is I like the fact that the back door opens all the way up. You flip that up and you can just walk right into the thing. And that's what I like about it. I have a hub blind, two-man hub blind up north, and I don't remember what brand it was. But the door is so small, I can't hardly fit through the door. It's got like a little half moon door on it, and I can hardly get in the darn thing, in and out of it. So I don't use it that much. So that's what I like about these blinds, is that big back door. And especially here, you know, I can unzip it, and then you walk up the ladder, and all you have to do is flip it up with one hand, and you can walk right into the thing, you know. So I picked up another one. The wife will probably have a fit when she sees this video, but whatever. It was only $49. It was on sale, so it was only $49. So I thought that was a good deal for a hub blind like this, and so I got another one for this. So that's about it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can see that you can make just about anything out of anything you want, you know. So remember in the comments below to try and guess what this frame was before I started making a tree stand out of it. I won't put the plywood on until we get up north. I'm trying to do that just for weight reasons, because this is kind of heavy by itself, this platform here already. Me and the wife can lift it up there, no problem, but once I get out in the woods, you know, I'm going to be way up here, getting it up on top, way up, you know, 8 feet high. So, you know, I'm going to have to get some help, somebody over there to help me do that, because she isn't going to be able to help. So, you know, it's just for a weight reason, and hauling it and whatever. You know, I can just tie some straps around it the way it is, and makes it easier to haul up there. But, you know, I only put one coat of black paint on here. It's going to get all scratched up while I'm moving it around and stuff. And, you know, I'll just touch it up out there in the woods. I'll take a spray bomb with me, and I'll touch it up, the spots that need to be touched up. I added some corner braces down here. That really solidified this thing. This thing doesn't hardly wobble at all, you know. If I put a couple of straps on it now, once I get it up there in the field, it'll work great. So, you know, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and you know, thanks for watching.